Mmm. Can you hear that? That's the sound of warmth, comfort, and connection. Welcome to Cup of Cocoa and Chat, where we sip, share, and start the day with purpose, peace, and a little sweetness. I am your host, Princess, and I am so glad you're here. Mindful Momentum Monday, episode number 20, Shifting Gears Gracefully, Thriving in Life Changing Seasons. Release date Monday, August 25th. So, our weekly theme is Seasons of Strength, Growing Through Change. And our focus will be how we adapt, grow, and thrive through different seasons of life, from personal transitions to community shifts, embracing resilience and purpose all week long. So today episode is where we will be finding our rhythm in transition without losing our peace or our purpose. So that'll be our focus for today. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're tuning in. I am so glad you pressed play. Welcome to Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast, where we savor the moment, think deeply, and listen to real conversations that stir the heart. We share, start the week with intention, warmth, and truth. I am your host, Princess, and I want to welcome you back to Mindful Momentum Monday. We're in episode 20. Can you believe it? Episode 20. Today we're talking about shifting gears gracefully, thriving in life's changing seasons. Now, last week was all about next chapter living, a career to calling, reframing truths, wellness, thriving through transitions, and celebrating wins. And all of that ties into this week's focus. Now that we've stepped into a new chapter, how do we handle the unexpected turns, the new seasons, the transitions we didn't plan for? That's where grace, rhythm, and peace come in. So let's start out by talking about what it means to shift gears. What it means to shift gears. Now, shifting gears in life is a lot like driving a car, because that was my first thought when I think of shifting gears. You're thinking about that stick shift or your automatic, right? So shifting gears in life is a lot like driving a car. At first, it can feel jerky, uncomfortable even, but once you find the right rhythm, the ride smooths out. And shifts are a part of life. Maybe it's retiring after years of work. Maybe it's pivoting careers, adjusting to health changes, or stepping into new family roles. And for many of us, even content creation becomes a new chapter. So when I retired, I thought my pace would slow down, right? Instead, I had to shift into learning a whole new world of technology and storytelling. Stepping into authorship and content creation was a gear shift I didn't expect, but it has taught me that rhythm matters more than routine. Here's the key insight to all of this. Every shift is an invitation, sometimes to slow down, sometimes to speed up, and sometimes to just reroute. But it doesn't have to knock you out of alignment. So let me ask you, retirement, maybe that's your season right now? What gear are you learning to shift in if that's your season? Maybe it's family roles. Maybe that dynamic has changed for you. Are you suddenly the caregiver instead of one being cared for? If so, how are you finding your balance? Or what about career pivots? Did you change your career? Are you starting a new job? Maybe you've had to start over. But what fresh strength are you finding in that starting over? No matter what kind of shift you're in, career, health, family, or even purpose, the gear change isn't meant to stall you. It's not meant to stall you. It's meant to carry you forward with a new rhythm. And I love that rhythm that I'm on right now, baby. I am riding the waves, as you would say, waiting for all the new things to come. All the new things to come. Now, three anchors for graceful shifts. So once everything has shifted for you, let's anchor it. Because when life shifts, our first reaction is often panic, right? Panic. So let's look at anchor number one. Peace over panic. Okay? Before you rush, before you stress, take a breath. Think of it like hitting pause at a red light. What do? You stop, right? But you're still moving forward after that light changes. You're still moving forward. You're just waiting for the right moment to go. And that's once that light changes, right? Or maybe that's a deep breath that you got to take, right? Or a short prayer, or even just sipping your cocoa or coffee before you answer that phone call. Peace is powerful. It is so powerful. So get that peace over panic. Don't rush. Take your time to sift through that peace until you get to that peace. Anchor number two, purpose over pressure. Purpose over pressure. Shifts can make us feel like we have to figure everything out right now. Because in today's society, everything is moving so fast. Technology is taking us by storm. But we got to figure out our purpose over pressure. because your why doesn't change just because the how does. I'm going to say that again. Your why doesn't change just because the how, just because the how does. Think about it. Your purpose to love your family, just because your family dynamic change, your why doesn't change. Your purpose to love your family, to serve your community, or walk in your calling is still the same, even if the details look different. Because pressure says, do more, hurry up. But purpose says, stay steady, keep going. Stay steady and keep going. And anchor number 3 is my favorite, rhythm over routine. I told you I'm riding that wave right now. I got my rhythm. I have my rhythm right now. It may change a little later, but I'm riding the wave right now. Rhythm over routine. Routines can break, okay? And they will. In every chapter, in every season, routines can break because they change. Your routine should be changing when you changing your chapters, when you're going into a new season. The things you did last year may look different from the routines that you have this year. So routines can break and they will, I promise you they will. A new job, a health change, even welcoming a new baby can throw all that off. But rhythm is deeper. Rhythm is prayer in the morning before you touch your phone. Rhythm rhythm is journaling at night or speaking affirmations into your mirror. Rhythm is the beat you can always come back to no matter how life shifts. Find your rhythm. Rhythm over routine. Now, here's what I want you to think about. Which anchor do you need most right now? Which anchor do you need most right now? Is it peace over panic, purpose over pressure, or my favorite, rhythm over routine? Or maybe it's all three. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. As long as you remember that anchors don't stop the waves, but they keep you steady in the storm. They keep you steady in the storm. Okay? They keep you steady in the storm. Now, let's move into thriving in your new season. Okay? Because your chapter has changed. You're in this new chapter, which brings you into a whole new season. So we want to continue to strive in that new season. In that new season, you want to strive. You know, thriving doesn't look the same in every season of your life. Just like nature shifts, so do we. So we have spring, that's the season of beginnings. It's full of energy, fresh starts, and hope. So thriving here looks like planting seeds in the spring, starting a new project, making the call, that call that you then had back in your mind, something that you've been wanting to do, or saying yes to something new. Okay? Summer is the season of growth and fullness. It's when you water what you planted, when things are blooming and joy feels close at hand. Thriving here looks like celebrating progress, enjoying the fruit of your labor, and letting yourself shine. So look at the season fall. Fall is the season of release and transition. The leaves change, and we're reminded that letting go can be beautiful too. Thriving here looks like forgiving, uncluttering, and creating space for what's next. Okay? So then we come to winter. Winter is the season of rest and reflection. It's quieter, sometimes harder, but it's not wasted. Thriving in winter looks like slowing down, preparing, and trusting that even in stillness, new life is forming. New life is forming. So here's my question for you. What season are you in right now? And what does thriving look like for you in it? What season are you in right now? And what does thriving look like for you in it? So I can tell you right now, I'm in my fall season. Remember, fall was all about uncluttering, okay? And the leaves changing. So I'm in my fall season. And thriving for me looks like embracing rhythm over routine, right? Remember, that was my favorite anchor. So I'm in my fall season, and my favorite anchor is rhythm over routine. This is a time of release and transition for me, where I'm learning that thriving doesn't always mean sticking to the old patterns. It means finding a new flow that fits who I am now, letting go creates, letting go creates space for joy, and moving with rhythm instead of rigid routines helps me walk with peace, purpose, and trust in what's unfolding for me. So I am embracing it. I am in my fall season, and my anchor is rhythm over routine. And I am embracing what is unfolding for me next. Because no matter if you're planting, growing, releasing, or resting, every season has value. Every season has a purpose. And thriving means embracing the gifts of the season you're in without rushing to the next. All right. So let's do some reflection now. Seasons change even when we're ready, and especially when we aren't ready. Okay? Seasons change even when we're ready, and especially when we aren't ready. Some shifts invite us to start anew, others prompt us to release what we've outgrown. But what matters most isn't how fast we move in the season, but how faithfully we keep our peace, our purpose, and our rhythm. Graceful shifting isn't pretending the road is smooth, because we're going to hit some bumps along the way. It's choosing a steady breath when the ride gets bumpy. It's trusting that God wastes nothing, not your detours, not your delays, not your rest stops. When routines break, rhythm remains. A morning prayer, a whispered affirmation, a journal line at night, small beats that keep your spirit in time. Maybe you're in spring of brave beginnings, a summer of joyful growth, a fall of holy release, or a winter of quiet preparation. So maybe your season is joyful growth or holy release or quiet preparation. Each season has its works, its wisdom, and its gifts. Spring asks for courage. Summer asks for celebration. Fall asks for surrender. And winter asks for trust. I'm going to repeat that. Each season has its work, its wisdom, and its gifts. Spring asks for courage. So are you seeking courage? Are you in that phase? Summer asks for celebration. Or are you celebrating? Fall asks for surrender. Are you ready to surrender everything and trust God and move into that next phase and embrace what's coming? Or are you in winter asking for trust? I just want you to know today, permit yourself to shift without shame. Slow down where you need to, accelerate where you are called to, reroute when the signs are clear. Just know you're not behind, you are becoming. And as you become, remember peace over panic, pur- purpose over pressure, and rhythm over routine. Anchor there. Anchor in one of those, whether it be peace over panic, purpose over pressure, or rhythm over routine. And you'll find that even in change, you are held, guided, and growing. Don't let that season pass you by, because your next chapter is right at the end of your fingertips and it's just waiting for you to grab at it. However, that new chapter looks for you, new job, new partner, new house, new car, new adventure, whatever it looks like, it could be right at your fingertips. So you figure out your season and find your anchor. So our closing affirmation today: I honor the season I am in. I shift with grace. I thrive with peace. And I walk in purpose. Come on, somebody. I honor the season I am in. I shift with grace. I thrive with peace. And I walk in purpose. How many of you stand in your mirror in the morning and recite your affirmations? I can't think of the show, but the actress that played in the show, it was a TV series that came on. Was it Surviving Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union? I loved that show. She had her affirmations all over in her bathroom. She was a successful lawyer, I think, and she was moving into different chapters in her life. She was trying to figure it all out. I hated that they canceled that show. That was a really good show. So, all right, beautiful people, that brings us to the end of today's episode. If today's conversation gave you something to reflect on, I'll leave you with this final thought. Shifting gears gracefully doesn't mean you won't feel the bump of change. It means you choose to ride it with peace, purpose, and resilience. Please share this conversation with someone who might need a little encouragement today, someone who is looking for their next chapter, someone who has a next chapter they haven't reached yet, and they're moving into their season. Share it with them. And if you found value in this space, I would love to have you join me again next week for more conversations that nourish the mind and soothe the soul. I'll be back next Monday, September 1st. Can you believe it? We're going into the ninth month. We're very close to the end of the year. I'll be back next Monday, September 1st, with season 1, episode 21. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast. So mark your calendar, pour your favorite drink, and meet me right here for more good vibes, meaningful conversation, and purpose-filled moments. Until next, until next time, take care of yourself, stay encouraged, and as always, peace, blessings. I love you guys, and I mean it. Bye for now.